Hey guys, my name is Ed Coyne and welcome to Dumb Questions with the Men, the video I make where that's right, you ask me the dumbest questions you can think of and I have to answer them. First question, let's see what we got this week. Hey Ed, what is the key to a happy marriage? Well, honestly, you keep the woman happy. You take lots of antidepressants, lots of hallucinogens. That way you think you're actually having sex when you're jerking off watching porn. And, yeah, no, there's no such thing. No. Here's the thing. A happy marriage takes two people, okay? It takes both of you to try to work, try to make things better, to try to not to screw all of your friends, cousins, former priests, rabbi. You know, maybe she was just looking for my foreskin to give it back to me as an anniversary present. I don't know. Like, maybe. It's possible. Alright, next question. Let's see, what do we got? What's the worst place to get rid of a woman when you're on your first date? I'm the worst person to ask. Honestly, when me and this one woman that date wasn't working, I decided to take her to a bar in my neighborhood for a karaoke night, knowing damn well everybody would be way too drunk, karaoke would suck, and probably a couple fist fights would break out. Maybe this would kind of freak her out, and I could go, oh well, I'm sorry, nice meeting you though. So, yeah, I mean, I took this girl out first in the village. It was one of those cases where she had really messed up teeth. And, yeah, I know the irony of me saying this now. But I'm rather taller than her. It was first date, first time we were actually meeting. We met online. And she looked at me and she smiled. I looked down at her and I went, the teeth, oh my God, she's got teeth over here, teeth over here, how the hell, blowjobs are going to hurt, but decided to be more of a gentleman, took her out to an Italian restaurant in the village, and couldn't find a way to get her to figure the fuck off, so once again, poured her back to Bay Ridge, this bar that used to be called Killarney's, well, it was called Killarney's, it just closed down, it's called Nothing now, and she wound up hanging out there till 4 a.m. I'm like, you gotta be kidding me. And I'm like trying to politely figure out how I get her in the cab. You know, she lives in the Bronx, I live in Bay Ridge, Brooklyn, expensive cab ride. And I'm kind of a little worried she's gonna want to go to some after hours place. But then we came to a happy medium. My plan to get rid of her, I thought it'd work when she said, you know what, it's the end of the night. I'm like, okay, never have to call this woman again. And she goes to me, I'm really horny, you want to fuck? What the hell? Why not, right? It's 4 a.m., hey, she's drunk, I'm drunk, one more day. So anyway, this is my ex-wife. Oh, funny side note. So, I had a roommate that unfortunately was a complete slob, so I couldn't bring him back to my place, so I went to a local hotel with her. And it was booked. So we went up there, and I'm thinking, you know what, really probably not a good idea. Maybe I'm starting to sober up just a little bit. Probably not a good idea, right? And then the woman at the counter goes, yeah, we are completely booked, but you know what, Ed, since you're a regular, we'll find you something. She found us a room. I didn't want to say anything. I won't even look at this girl's eyes. Once again, this is the woman I wound up marrying. We got in the elevator. I'm looking away from her. I turn around, I'm like, so this is awkward. She looks at me, you better be a good fuck. And listen, once again, she married me. And then wound up becoming poly. and bi. Not sexual, polar. All right, next question. God, you guys are killing me this week. How do you feel if a woman has a high body count? For those of you, obviously body count is sex, and honestly, I really couldn't care less. The only thing I ask is I don't want to be swimming in the same sexual pool as my friends, my father, my priest, my rabbi, and who am I kidding? I don't fucking care. Listen, here's the whole thing. Women, honestly, when I was dating, I didn't care who else we were fucking. The main thing is, I didn't want to hear about it. Okay? If I'm with you, and you're with me, that's the only thing that matters. Okay? If you go, well, Billy's so much longer than you. And I'll go, yeah, so is DJ, so is Delroy. Come on, give me a break. Okay? Honestly, I'm half Jewish, half Irish. My cat probably has a bigger penis. And quite frankly, I have an easier time fighting. But that's a story for another time. Okay, next question. What is next? Okay, yeah, no, I got to set these up on the other laptop like I usually do next time. Worst camping story with your dad? Well, I was about 10 years old, and my father took me upstate camping to this area called Rogers Rock. It's an area in Catskills. It has a mountain, If you ever if you ever read Last of the Mohicans, it's the same mountain Hawkeye fell off. Now, once again, I was 10 years old. I want to restate this. I was 10 years old. My father was probably about 45. More likely 46, 47. We're going up the trail on a mountain, right? We're mountain climbers. I'm like 10 years old. Oh, this is exciting. We're mounting. We're going over a fucking walking trail. Nice and simple. And then I see these things that look like stairs. And my dad, why are we doing the trail? There's stairs right up. Now, mind you, it's just part of the mountain. It just happened to erode in a way that looked like stairs. My dad's like, no, we're going to stick on the trail. Qualified adult decision, right? I'm like, but Dad, it's going to be quicker and easier. Let's just go up the stairs. Father looks at me, a 10-year-old who is obsessed with superheroes, who believes time travel and flying is possible. My father stands up and makes an executive parental decision. That would be faster. Let's go up the stairs. What could go wrong, right? So we go up the stairs, and the stairs stop. Now, my father looks at it. A couple little areas we could climb, a little bit difficult, but we could do it. Or we could go back down the stairs. Didn't work out, let's go back on the trail. My father, being the mature 47-year-old, probably, looks at me, looks at what we got to climb next, and makes another amazing parental decision. Fuck it, we can do it! What's going to go wrong, right? So anyway, we wind up climbing. Despite the fact that the stairs had stopped, it gets to the point where basically we hit a mountain phase. Something that we have to really work. Something that professional climbers with gear have problems getting over because it is so slippery. There's no way to get, there's no place to get like a hand grab on. Ooh, looked like I was trying to get a breast grab. And my father goes, fuck it! What could go wrong? So my father manages to get over there, 10 years old. Let me rephrase this. 10-year-old with balance problems who has the coordination of the worst white boy dancing ever, slips as he's about to get up the mountain face. My feet slip. I lose my grip. My father grabs him by my wrist, right? Now, here's the whole thing. I'm swinging like this. I'm swinging free. My father looks at me. Does he try to pull me up? Yes. Of course, the 2 packs of cigarettes he had walking up the mountain. Yeah, I know. I really should talk about that. But, so anyway, winds up happening is I'm hanging like this, right? And I hear crap coming from here and here. I have this vision in my head of my arms ripping off. I go to my dad. Let me go. He's like, if I let you go, you're going to die. I'm like, Dad, my arms are ripping off. If you don't let me go, I'm going to die. And once again, I'm swinging like this. My father made another executive decision. Fuck it! I can make more kids! Woo! Luckily, what ended up happening is I'm in an incline and I'm rolling down the mountain. By the way, honestly, I swear to God, we're talking like 1985. I had never bought a heavy metal album, but Metallica still reminds me of how my head sounded every single time I heard it rock. Now, you also got to understand, back then, 10 years old, wouldn't curse at all. Finally, stop falling. Beaten up like hell to the rocks. Breath completely knocked out of me. And I'm like, I'm dead. I gotta be dead. I can't still be alive. I hear my father yelling down, Ed, if you're still alive, which I doubt, don't move! My first thought, fuck him alive! Fuck him alive! Now, all jokes aside, I know I'm making a lot of comments now that might make my father sound like he was not such a great guy. He wasn't. But, you know, I would like to say he was a good... He was in a... He donated sperm to my mother to have a child. Let's just leave it at that. So, now mind you, we didn't have a car. I'm all scratched up. My shirt is torn. If you see The Walking Dead, I swear to God, I look just like that. My father. We still have to get back to our camping site. 3 miles away. With me bleeding from the face, bleeding over here, bleeding on my legs, and 2 twisted ankles. Now, when I was a kid, I used to like seafood a lot. We're walking back to the campsite. Does my father think about, I don't know, stopping someplace saying, let me get my kid to a hospital? My son has 2 twisted legs. He looked like he died back in the Civil War. Might have a concussion. Maybe we need a hospital. Fuck no! But he's having a bad day, so we're gonna walk by the seafood place and I'm gonna get him shrimp. I'm like sitting there, honestly, we walk to the seafood place. Oh my God, and this is completely true. All my clothes are completely ripped. I'm bleeding all over the place. And my father goes, get him whatever he wants. He earned it today. Oh my hospital. By the way, for those of you who wondered, yes, he did take me to a hospital. 4.5 hours later, when he called my mother and said, oh, we had a funny day, and I'm like, kill me. All right, guys. So as usual, we went over, but that was dumb question for the men. If you guys have any questions, we do have leftover questions, which I will be answering next week. But if you have anything to add, please let me know. And remember, ladies and gentlemen, for all the fathers out there, if your son falls off a mountain, don't get him fucking stripped. Get him to a fucking hospital. Seriously, what the hell is wrong with you?